Arnold, I'm Dr. Don Itkes. I'm the love child of a celebrity, Hugh O'Brien of Wyatt Earp fame, who in the 50s and 60s had the equivalent recognition of George Clooney. I went through a torturous childhood, and I know what your son may well be going through. And it's so important that you make a difference in his life. I grew up being neglected by my father, and that caused me to enter into a situation in my life where for a good number of my teen years I was feeling suicidal. It was only through the intervention of one of my female friends' boyfriends, Gary Berghoff of MASH fame, that I was introduced to group therapy, which made all the difference in my life. And so I grew up being created by a star, neglected by a star, and saved by a star. So you have to decide, how much are you going to give your son direction? If you're really going to be there for them, he needs a minimum to be able to talk to you once or twice or several times per week. He needs to see you once every 2 weeks, or at least once a month, so that he has a sense that he has value, that he isn't someone who is nothing. My father, Hugh O'Brien, taught me that I was garbage through his neglect, and it took me years to get beyond it. Please don't do that to your son. Let him, and also let the world know that you're involved in his life. This, of course, is publicly known now. What's not known is, are you leaving everything to his mother? Are you just throwing money at them and not really taking the responsibility that's needed there? He needs to really hear from you how you grew up and be inspired by you. Because I've seen you have greatness in you. I saw you one time at Cafe Romeo. You had Sylvester Stallone sitting at your left-hand side, and you were addressing about 10 men at an outdoor table. You were standing up, and it was very clear that you felt your sense of power and invulnerability. Obviously, you've learned otherwise. And sadly, your son, children, and wife have paid quite a price. And you yourself are learning how vulnerable you are. Now it's time for you to learn how to deal with life differently. When you have enough money and enough fame, you can hire publicists to create another image for you. My father created the Hugh O'Brien Youth Foundation, and you could create something for children. A reasonable person would have to wonder how much a person really cares for children if they neglect their own child. Be there in his life. Show him a different way. Show him that he's valuable. And let the rest of the world know that you're doing that for him. Because the other teenagers are going to find him. They're looking for him. They know his general age. They know that he looks like you. And they will torture him. Because they will be jealous that you are his father. And he's going to need your help, and he'll probably need some therapy and other support methods. A good teen group, for instance, to give him a sense of value. And that means that you really have to be there for him. Otherwise, he'll learn that he's worthless. You've got to decide what lessons you give to him and what examples you set for others out there. There's been so many men that have walked away from so many women. It isn't enough that you throw money at the situation. You have to give your heart. So make this a happier Father's Day for everybody, and reach out to your son and let the world know about that so that they know you're really involved in his life. Because the other teenagers are going to come after him in terms of at least verbally teasing him or torturing him, because you're not fully in his life, and also his wife, his mother, is not married to you. One of the most savage forces of nature is a jealous teenager. And they're going to be very jealous that you're his father. And so they will lash out at him. be there for him so that he can weather that and become a man that has as much greatness as you have it within you. Reach out. Let the world know about that so he can demonstrate to the world that you're really there for him. And I wish your family, your children, and your wife, and you all the best in life. This is Dr. Don Etkes, hoping that you will reach out the way you're capable.